Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily news television show broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels.
Analytics company vidIQ has certified Queer News Tonight YouTube channel as the world's most popular LGBTQ streaming news show. Our queer stories have been reached over 10 million views. We are proud that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ brand in Florida.
We thank you for watching and supporting our voice in the LGBTQ community. There is no other news program in the LGBTQ world like Queer News Tonight.
That's right, Dino. It is Monday, August 11th, and we are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we'll tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
You're watching Queer News Tonight, the world's first daily LGBTQ evening news show.
Welcome back to the world's most important LGBTQ evening news show.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model as PBS and NBR, but designed for the LGBTQ community. Our nonprofit mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate on the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our diverse community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and Queer News Tonight is celebrating our 5th anniversary with more than 10,000 LGBTQ television stories. We present South Florida's major LGBTQ events, including Pride for Lauderdale, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fed. Our nonprofit 501c3 magazine events, television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
In 2025, more than 100 community leaders will sit at this very table and share their voice as our anchors. Together, we host this show to support the LGBTQ community. Let's meet this evening's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back to the table Gil Pontes. Gil is a relationship-driven nonprofit executive and political strategist, currently executive director of the Next Gen Chamber of Commerce, formerly with Options Magazine. He brings decades of experience in LGBTQIA+ advocacy, development services, and grassroots fundraising. Gil, LGBTQ social meetup and Seaside dinner is in Pompano Beach on August 14th. Tell me what's happening out.
On August 14th, the Fort Lauderdale LGBTQ social media group will gather for a special Thursday night dinner at Seaside Grill and Tiki Bar in Pompano Beach. The evening will begin at 6 p.m. at the historic Lighthouse Cove Resort, where guests can choose between the vibrant outdoor tiki bar or relaxed indoor dining. Attendees will enjoy a menu featuring fresh seafood specialties, classic American flair, and tropical cocktails served with coastal flair. Whether it's savoring lobster and ocean fresh catches or sipping colorful drinks by the water, the event will be a perfect mixture of flavor, fun, and friendship. Open to singles, couples, and allies, this casual dinner will offer the ideal setting for conversation, connection, and oceanfront views. RSVPs are available through Meetup. The LGBTQ Meetup Group is a social organization that is the largest queer meetup group in South Florida. For more details, visit the Facebook page of Fort Lauderdale LGBTQ Social Meetup for singles and couples. I think that this is a great event and allows people to further build the chance to build community and meet new folks that, quite frankly, you normally aren't going to encounter in your day-to-day life as is. It gives you a chance to build community, and we're all here for it.
Right. You can't pay enough for those kind of networking abilities. I mean, you just, like you said, you never know where your next opportunity is going to come, right? And in what face it's going to be presenting itself at. But you had me at lobster because I'm that bougie person today. I'm feeling bougie. All right. So you had me at Lobster. You had me at Beach. You had me at Meetup. You know what I mean? I think it's Norman Extract who is the leader of this group. And they're actually at Meetup. If you download that app called Meetup, you'll find them there. And they do a lot of fun things. You know, it is bars and it is clubs, but it's also meetups to go find new restaurants, right? In your local communities, right? Sometimes you don't want to go eat at Wilton. I love me all kinds of food on Wilton, but every once in a while you want to go venture off somewhere else, like Pompano Beach. And this gives you that opportunity, you know?
No, and it's a great opportunity for people in South Florida because, let's face it, there is a border in between Miami-Dade County and Broward County. So it's an opportunity for people from Miami-Dade County to also come up here, you know, and network. We need to unify. So it's important. We can, you know, have more borders.
No, exactly. That's what they want. They want to divide us,
That's
right? I mean, look who's in power right now, right? There's strength in numbers, and in events like this, we get to find our tribe, right? You know, like I get emails from people that are like, oh, I just moved here. I can't make any friends. Everybody hates me.
It's hard at first.
It is hard at first,
Yeah,
but you know,
especially in
you've only
Florida.
been here 2 years, bro. So you know how difficult it is. This place is judgy, it's bougie, it's ageist. I can go on, right? But then you find meetup groups like this, and they become your tribe, and they tell you where to eat, where to party, where to play. You might find your future boyfriend.
That's right.
Hello.
That's right.
Right? Es la verdad. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the Fort Lauderdale LGBTQ social meetup group Seaside Dinner in Pompano Beach on August 14th. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome my brother from another mother. He's my favorite Venezuelan in this whole entire world. He is anchor Dino Mosquera. He joined the Miami Gay and Lesbian Film Festival in the late 90s and now serves on the Outshine Film Festival's board of directors. Dino, Outshine Film Festival. Oh my God, you guys are going to be back soon. I can't wait. So you guys are going to host Honey Don't at AMC Aventura on August 16th, right by my house. So tell me what's happening out.
Yes, on Saturday, August 16, movie fans will flock to the AMC Aventura for a free pre-release screening of Honey Don't, the latest dark comedy from acclaimed director Ethan Coen. The screening will begin at 2 p.m., offering audiences an exclusive first look ahead of his official Focus Features release. The movie stars Margaret Qualley, Aubrey Plaza, Charlie Day, Billy Eichner, and Chris Evans. The film is the second in Coen's lesbian B-movie trilogy, following last year's hit, Drive Away Dolls. These chapters follow Honey O'Donoghue, a small-town private investigator, as she navigates bizarre death linked to a shadowy church. Hosted by Outshine Film Festival, dear to my heart, the event promises laughter, suspense, and star power, all without an admission fee. Seats will be available on a first come, first basis, making early arrival a must. Outshine Film Festival is South Florida premier showcase for queer films, producing 2 large-scale festivals in a year. More details on OutshineFilm.com. And talking about the 2 festivals, the one is coming up. So
can we talk about this event first, and then I'll
Sure.
ask you, okay? Because Dino, I haven't freaking seen you in like 3 months, okay? Because like you've been traveling the world from Alaska to Antarctica to Jersey, all right? Like he's been everywhere in between of those places, you know? So I haven't been able to lock you down to talk about Outshine. So first of all, let's talk about Honey Don't, okay? Free. All right, so we're allowed to go see this movie for free, gratis. I don't have to pay anything to go into this AMC and say, Honey Don't, and, you know, I want to see Honey Don't, and they're going to let me.
And they may be there.
Who?
Margaret Qualley.
Shut up! I love Aubrey
saying,
Plaza. I love her faces. Like, her and Wednesday are like the kids I want to be. You know what I mean? If I can go backwards. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so they might be there. You never know. Okay. All right. All right. And so then that is this coming weekend.
Saturday.
This weekend, the 16th, right? First come, first serve. Get on over to AMC. What time does it start?
2, I think it is.
Okay, so a nice little afternoon, and then you get to
afternoon,
stroll through Aventura, go to their farmers market and all
Parking, there's parking.
I love it. There's ballet there, so fantastic. Okay, now that you're here, let's talk about Outshine for 2 seconds. All right, Outshine, according to my fake Apple Watch, it should be coming back in October.
That's
right.
right,
Okay,
yeah.
tell us what you got.
So we are coming back, as you know, in the fall. Fort Lauderdale is the opening this year, so we're gonna have a hybrid again, starting in Fort Lauderdale, October 16th to the 23rd, and then we'll go down to Miami-Dade County at the Regal in South Beach, like we always do, closing there this year, the 24th to the 26th. So opening in Fort Lauderdale, closing in Miami. It gives an opportunity to see all these films. Some of them will play, not many of them, but some of them will only play in Fort Lauderdale or Miami. So, but it's a great opportunity. You've been there. You supported us for many years.
I love it.
And it's a great opportunity, community gathering, you know, friends and movies and parties. So it's going to be great. We're putting the program together at this point. It's not ready yet, but yes, we'll come back and talk about the films, the Spanish films, as you and I always discuss.
Of course.
And but yeah, it's going to be a great opportunity for us to get together again. So
I love it. Exciting. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Everything that you, Alan Martello, Mark Gilbert, Joe, all those people, Alexis, you guys work tirelessly to give us this every year. And let me tell you, the last couple of years has gotten better and better and better and better. And I'm super excited to see what your 2025 will show us. So excited.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Well, Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you all at Honey Don't premiere at AMC Aventura on August 6th. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome anchor Michael D. Monroe. Michael is a Miami-based founder of Contrast Media, where he's led high-impact campaigns and editorial features for brands like Disney+, Tidal, Amazon Prime, and Star Wars, and spotlighting artists like Bia, Raul, oh, I love him, Alejandro, Natasha Bedingfield, and Maluma, another hottie, through his publication Contrast Magazine. A passionate LGBTQ+ advocate, he has worked closely with organizations like Out My Closet, Pride Lines, and the former One Pulse Foundation to uplift queer voices. He's now producing Soundwave, a new inclusive concert series, which we can't wait for. What inspired it? Please, Michael, it's your first time at the table. I want to take a couple seconds to find out about your company, your organization, and how it's going to bring entertainment to all of us.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you, Queer News, for having me. This is my first time, so excited and
popping the cherries.
Soundwave for me started because, so when I first moved to Miami, like I was explaining to you guys earlier, it was a bit difficult to find a space where you felt like you had a sense of belonging. For me, that was at Nathan's Beach Club. I found Miami family, a base where I could, belong. And I feel like Miami needs more of that, and I wanted to create something where, artists can show up and just be unapologetically themselves. And last year was our first one. Let me go back actually. So in 2023, we hosted the Contrast Awards at Palace on the rooftop, and we gave Evie Queen an award sponsored by Out My Closet for her LGBT advocacy. And it
La Caballota, what is it?
La Bichota. La Caballota.
La Caballota.
Yes. And it was so much fun. It just put like a bug in me to want to do more. And then the next year we rebranded it as Soundwave, made it more of a concert series. We had 5 queer Latin artists perform, including La Cruz, Nalo Neptuno, Santi, Exit, and Noemi. So it was we had Bacardi, Patron. It was an open bar, a lot of fun, and I wanted to do it again. So this year we're bringing it back. We're doing a smaller event at Foxhole by Nathan Smith, and then again later in December for Art Basel.
I love that. And listen, Art Basel will be here before you know it, all right? And you just you said 2 things that like are all inspiring and people love. Like Foxhole, everybody's been partying there lately.
Yeah,
like it is the place to be right now.
Foxhole is
I love me some Nathan's because it is like community joy. When you walk in there, you know everybody who's working there, and they all welcome you and make you feel, even if you just moved here, they make you feel like you're part of the family, and like we need that kind of stuff, So where are you having this event this time? Is it going to be at the it's going to be at the Foxhole, right?
So we're having a pre-event in this month, August 28th at Foxhole. I'm excited. Vikina will be performing.
I love her.
And then also again at Willie's in Wynwood. I'm thinking December 4th. Don't, hold me to it. I'm not sure just yet, but I'll be announcing that soon. And yeah, we're bringing back Bacardi. We're going to have a few other brands that I can't announce just yet, but we're going to have some activations and a lot of cool stuff.
It sounds super cool. And it's so Miami, right? Like very Miami, but also like queer centric. It makes you want to like go and check out who is this artist I've never heard of. You know what I mean? Like, and they're playing a queer audience. I got to go support, you know, I love that kind of stuff.
And my long-term goal for it isn't to be exclusive to the LGBT community. I want to have a space where, I hate to say like both worlds, but we can merge them together and, you know, bring artists that are not gay or not lesbian or trans and just kind of have a stage where, you know, you have festivals like Coachella and Rolling Loud, which are great, but they don't always have a stage for us. You know, if they do, it's, you know, one or two artists that are queer, and I want to create a space where eventually it's not just a concert series, maybe she's a festival. So.
I love it.
I'm glad you're taking it to these places, because, you know, people think that in Miami we only have the Palace and Twist.
Very limited.
Right, very limiting. And there are other places, and they're coming up, and they need promotion. Willis is a great place. It has a great space in the back. It's fantastic. I haven't been to Foxhole yet, but I will. I love Nathan, and I've been to his club before. So I'm glad that you're taking it to these spaces, because people need to have events there and come and support the community, because Miami is not just the South Beach, you know, the Ocean Drive.
I know, but we all know that Miami is getting less and less gay.
Right.
Okay, that's why this is so important, right? And I understand that of course you don't want to just give it to the queer kids, right? But the reality is that if the queer kids and the little girls love it, everybody loves it, right? 5 days later, because we're the first ones who started.
That's how it goes. You see the straight artists now wearing the nail colors and the earrings, and you know,
they want to be noticed by us, and that's okay. You know,
bring Maluma, please.
He's so damn hot. Give me a website or something that we can look up.
ContrastMag.com. I have not created a / just yet because we are still building that, but ContrastMag.com. And
we can follow you on social media as well.
Yes, The Contrast Mag or Soundwave Miami. The Soundwave Miami, excuse me.
I love that. Okay, well, I know that, Michael, this is not going to be the last time that you're with us. We're going to hear more about Soundwave, and we look forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at Soundwave in 2025. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
And of course, let's welcome tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of Hotspots Happening Outs, The FayWhat Show. Faye, Wilton Manors to host a joyful community sing-along on August 23rd. Tell me what's happening.
Yes, of course, Gil. So on Saturday, August 23rd, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, in partnership with the Bears of South Florida, grrr, and Hunter's Nightclub, will present the Wilton Manors Community Sing-Along. The event will take place at Hunter's Nightclub, with doors opening at 2:30 p.m. and the singing beginning promptly at 3, baby. Open to LGBTQ community members, allies, families, and music lovers. This 2-hour gathering will blend Broadway show tunes, pop favorites, Disney classics, and other beloved songs. Attendees will sing together in an inclusive, pressure-free atmosphere where lyrics are shared on screen, making it easy for everyone to join in. Music will be provided by DJ Richie Rich, I love you, ensuring a lively and upbeat backdrop. Proceeds benefit local LGBTQ charities. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, GMCSF, is a vibrant community of voices blending generations and cultures in harmony with one mission: to shape a brighter, more inclusive future through music. Visit gmcsf.org for details. Come on, we're gay. We love a sing-along, right? It's perfect. And for people like me that can't sing, I mean, there are times that I'm singing in the shower and my wife will walk by and go, please don't. The dogs are like sad, right?
That's not true. We did karaoke.
We did a lot of karaoke because it was within family, Dino. That's why we did karaoke, all right?
Judgment-free space.
I will not, okay, we did karaoke in a karaoke room.
Yeah.
Where it was just us, okay?
It's
this is a couple hundred people at Hunter's, right? So maybe your voice will be drowned out. At least mine will.
True,
you know what I mean?
So
believe it or not, I mean, it's hard to believe that your voice will be drowned out.
All right, not the point of the story, Dino, all right?
It's a Jet 2 holiday.
The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, I love Edward Otto Zelke. He is one of the queer News Tonight anchors, and he's amazing. You know, he's a Gabe Salazar. Que lindo ese hombre. He's so good looking. He's the director also, right? And he's very talented, aside from being gorgeous, right? And so they do these events around town, and they collaborate with other organizations, which I love. You know, we've got this thing where nonprofits are so afraid that you're going to take money mine. If I get some, you can't have any. You know, if I have some, there's not enough for you. That's not true. Let's live in a moment of abundance, right? And that is what the Gay Men's Chorus does. It's like, okay, let's collaborate with the Bears of South Florida. Grr. And, you know, we have a great event, like a sing-along. I mean, get your Disney ears on if you want and tell them what song to sing. Maybe they will. You know, they love some Chappell Rowan. They love Rent. They love musicals. I mean, it's like, and it's in the afternoon. You know who you are. You Sunday afternoon guys that are asleep by 6:30. This is perfect for you. It starts at 2.
It's true. No, what is better than a sing-along? I mean, for the gays, really. Seriously, what's
That's
better?
church.
That's church. That's right.
Not Psalms, it's just sing along.
Yeah, no, and Huntress is perfect for that, I think. Right? Don't you think? I mean, it's like
Yes.
a perfect stage, and with the, you know, the screen behind, it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah. And again, there's songs that you sing in your car and you think you know the words to, and then you see the actual words and you're like, wow, I was really wrong. You know, and this is a great way to see that as well. Gil, do you sing? You sing. You look like you sing.
I sing in the shower, and just like you, when my partner walks by, no. Or I will literally be writing like a narrative to a grant or something, and I'll be just randomly sing. I'll have my AirPods in. He'll come over to me and say, honey, it's best to keep it to yourself.
And I know you're a man, and I can see him doing, honey, oh, honey. He actually feels sorry for you in a moment. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, honey,
Just be
you thought
supportive.
that was, yeah.
Really should.
You're so cute. And then he closes the door.
Yep.
My mom always, growing up, she'd be like, who sings that song? And I'm like, oh, it's so-and-so. She's like, leave it to them.
I love that. I love your mom.
them.
Well, I definitely will be there, and I really look forward to it.
Yep. Queer News Tonight looks forward to seeing you at the Community Sing-Along on August 23rd. That's a big LGBTQ story for today. There's no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up entertainment. Mother Monster Lady Gaga tops 2025 VMAs with 12 nominations. It's official. First, the upcoming MTV VMAs may be the gayest in history, and Mother Monster is back on top. MTV has unveiled the nominations for the 2025 Video Music Awards, and Lady Gaga is leading the pack with an incredible 12 nods, more than any other artist this year. Gaga's dominance includes Video of the Year for her collaboration with Bruno Mars' Die With a Smile, Artist of the Year, Best Album, and a staggering 6 nominations for her single Abracadabra alone. Her latest album, Mayhem, her first solo release since 2020's Chromatica, has been praised by critics and fans alike. The project fueled unforgettable performances from Coachella to a record-breaking free concert in Brazil that drew 2.1 million people. This will mark Gaga's first VMAs appearance since 2020, when she and Ariana Grande brought down the house with Rain on Me. And for longtime fans, it's impossible to forget her blood-soaked, history-making paparazzi performance in 2009. Gaga isn't the only queer or diva icon making waves this year. Billie Eilish earned 6 nominations, including Song of the Year for Birds of a Feather. Sabrina Carpenter and Blackpink's Rosé are right behind with 8 nods each, while Ariana Grande scored 7 for her Brighter Days Ahead short film. Miley Cyrus picked up 4 for Something Beautiful, her latest rock-leaning project. Doechii also earned 4, while Beyonce and Taylor Swift each received 1. Both for Artist of the Year. In Best New Artist, Lola Young and Gigi Perez will face off with Young's Messy, also in Best Alternative. Charli XCX featuring Billie Eilish is nominated in multiple craft categories for the Guest Remix. Bad Bunny and Lorde also joined this year's nominee list. The 2025 MTV VMAs will take place September 7th at the UBS Arena in New York, airing on CBS for the first time, as well as Paramount Plus. With Gaga at the helm, this year's show promises pure queer magic. And you know, I couldn't be happier. I mean, just reading this right now makes me want to watch the VMAs, right? And I have to be honest with you boys, I haven't watched the VMAs in years, okay? Sitting at this seat, I have to know what happened at the VMAs, so I cheat and see all the little videos real quick before I get on air, write everything down, and it's like I saw it, right? But the reality, it's been years since the VMAs has like enticed me to want to see it, you know? I mean, years. Like I was rewatching back in the day. Remember when Madonna and Britney and Christina all kissed,
yes.
right? Like, you know, like I want moments like that to happen again for me to watch again. And Lady Gaga brings that fire for me to want to watch her. Dino probably already saw her 3 times on the Mayhem tour because he's always traveling everywhere.
But I'm got tickets.
What a surprise. What a surprise. I saw the Coachella, right? I saw her perform at Coachella, and it was, I mean, I wasn't there. I don't got that kind of money.
You were there.
Right? I wish I was there. I was watching it online on YouTube. It was free, and it was amazing, and it was the best seats in the house. She played for an hour and 20 minutes, okay? And supposedly, she played everything that she's going to play on her tour minus 6 songs or something like that. I mean, that is how much she brought it. And I was blown away, and I wasn't even there presently to watch it. That was the energy that she is flinging out with this new, not new album at this point, you know? And our fans are flocking to go see her at a concert as they're going to go flocking to see the VMAs this year, unlike any other year. What do you think, Gino?
She just started. She started in Seattle last weekend. And let's face it, I mean, nobody puts a show like Gaga these days, not even Beyonce or, you know, even Madonna.
Or Taylor Swift, Tata Tay.
Yeah, she's cute, she's good, but like to put a show like Lady Gaga, the technical aspect of it, I mean, Coachella was amazing. It blew my mind. The concert in Rio for 2.1 million people.
Beating Madonna's.
Unbelievable. It was amazing. It was such a great show for such a, you know, venue like that. To put a show like that is not easy. And I've seen her like 6 times. I have. And she is so good. And she's not the, you know, this be gay for, you know, for likes. She is the real deal. I think she's the real deal.
Queer queen.
She truly is. And she makes it very clear in her concerts. Her voice is so strong. It's unbelievable. She's going to put on a great show probably is going to open the show. This one is going to be opened by her. And I hope she wins Artist of the Year because she totally
She deserves it.
This is Lady Gaga's publicist, by the way.
That's right.
Michael, what do you think? Are you a monster yourself? Do you adore?
I am, of course. I'm excited. I was going to comment on what you were saying about Madonna's show. A lot of people were a lot of the the fandoms fighting about Madonna versus Gaga, saying that she was also performing in Brazil. But I think they're both icons for a reason. They both sold out packed shows for a reason. They're incredible superstars. So I'm excited. I don't know when she's going to have her Miami stop, but would love to go.
It's August 31st, September 1st, and September 3rd.
There you go.
I got tickets for
all the gay boys will be there. Trust.
All the Miami gays.
Oh, I could imagine. I could imagine.
They will be all there.
They will all be there. Gil, do you sing Abracadabra in the shower?
No, I don't have that in my vocal range, but I appreciate it when it's in my earphones, but I know the limitations of my voice.
Oh.
You'll see all the gays dancing to Abracadabra at the arena, at the Casella Center.
Oh, for sure.
She's having 3 shows at the Casella Center. So it's going to be huge. And she sold out quickly, and then they opened the third.
They had to open the third one. I mean, there's too many of us. We're going to riot.
Yeah.
They didn't start a third one.
They do that in every major city, I noticed, because there's too many people that they're going to be missing out on.
Well, and also people fly from other, it's like, Miami and Fort Lauderdale is a destination, right? So you come here, you have a little vacation, and you get some Gaga. I mean, they don't get no better.
I also want to add that we have a South Florida queen, Roxy Stones, who actually was in a video with Lady Gaga for Abracadabra. There was a dance video. So shout out to Roxy Stones, who may be watching this. So.
Oh, I love Roxy Stones.
Yeah,
she does a lot of dancing.
She's incredible. She's actually a trained
the ballet dancer. Also?
The Ballet Beauty of South Florida is her title.
Oh, no, she's amazing. Send her my love. She's amazing. And that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's queer up health. Surge in LGBTQ identification among teen girls linked to rising suicide rates. A new study published in Educational Researcher reveals a sharp rise in the number of high school girls identifying as lesbian, gay, bisexual, or questioning, and a troubling parallel increase in suicidal thoughts, planning, and attempts. In 2021, nearly 1/3 of the U.S. high school girls surveyed identify as LGBTQ, up from 22% just 2 years earlier. Researchers Molly T. McKillen, PhD of the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and Joseph R. Simpian, PhD of New York University, analyzed data from over 44,000 students gathered through the youth risk behavior surveys between 2015 and 2021. Their findings show LGBTQ identification among girls rose from 15% in 2015 to 34% in 2021, while boys saw a smaller increase from 6 to 9%. During the same period, suicidal ideation among girls increased from 23% to 29%, and 23% reported making a suicidal plan in 2019. LGBTQ girls consistently reported higher rates of suicidal thoughts compared to heterosexual peers. McKillen told Helio, quote, "Physicians should be aware that the parallel trends of suicidality among adolescents, girls, and LGBTQ adolescents appear to be related. It is crucial for physicians to continue educating themselves about gender and sexual orientation to provide affirming care." End of quote. While many LGBTQ teams thrive, McKillen noted ongoing threats from anti-LGBTQ policies, bullying, and family rejection. She urged medical professionals to advocate for inclusive laws, anti-discrimination measures, and a continuous sexual orientation data collection. More details can be found in Andrew Rhodes' full article on Helio.com. I'm not surprised that this is happening. I mean, you could see it, particularly with the current administration and how they are targeting us, and also the rise of social networks, and how cyberbullying, even though Melania Trump just tried to be best, is not reflected in her husband's policies against our community. But to see that the Trump administration, Ron DeSantis, and all that, in our states are going against our community. And it's not just the trans community, which is a low fruit for them, and they go for it because it brings them some kind of, wins in many ways. But they're going against gays, lesbians, and, particularly, let's face it, I mean, young girls are very cruel, and cyberbullying among young girls at school is mind-blowing when you see the things that are happening, that girls are reacting this way, and that somehow is overlooked, that parents are not paying attention, or teachers, because even if they want to talk to teachers, sometimes they get a backlash, the teachers.
Yeah.
So it's a complicated situation, but is reflective of our times, of what we're living. It's not that bullying has never existed. It has always existed. But the fact that women and young girls have been an increase this dramatic compared to boys is very alarming.
Yeah, and scary. Okay, listen, as the only girl at the table, I will tell you it's not easy being a girl, right? Females, women, we are the first marginalized people, okay? Period. Okay, so it's not easy being a girl. Now, being a queer girl is on a whole other level, right? Yes, there is, of course, there's bullies and stuff like that, but I mean, there's no reason why a 12-year-old kid should have a suicide plan. That breaks my freaking heart. The Trevor Project has told us every single year that suicidal ideology is very high among queer kids, that 9 out of 10 LGBTQ kids have tried to kill themselves. That's not freaking fair. It really isn't fair. And it's the world that we're living in right now. Gil, how does this wash over you?
So ultimately, I was actually doing some very quick math, and I think the number I'm about to reveal to you is a little bit staggering. So based off that 44,000, that equates to 15,000 kids have thought about this.
Girls.
Yes, 15,000 girls who have thought about this. So I want you to really put that in perspective. Even if it's just a fraction, you're still looking at thousands of lives that have been lost from us, that we should have done a better job in saving. And frankly, I think the root of this is getting back to remembering how to be decent human people again. At the end of the day, I think that's the biggest thing that's been missing in society, is basic human decency and dignity and respect for your fellow individuals.
And love your kids. I mean,
I love your kids, and
course.
and you mentioned about like professionals, medical professionals being more attentive and being aware of that, right? But parents need to also, right? Like some parents are just too scared. And it's their own fear that doesn't let them ask their own kids these hard questions that they need to ask. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be afraid to go to school. You know, you shouldn't be afraid to get an education. And that's what happens with some of these kids. They'll drop out of school because they're different and they're targeted, right? And they don't know where to go. After school programs have been taken away. Safe spaces in like theater classes and stuff like that, like I had when I was a kid, are no longer.
The hotline. I mean,
The suicide hotline
The
shot.
suicide
They just
hotline, they
removed that.
cut funds for that.
Yeah.
I mean, this administration has done that. So there is a big problem. And on top of that, there is nowhere to get help. You know, and who do you go to? Sometimes these other kids and, you know, not always the best source.
Exactly. And a lot of organizations won't even deal with kids, right? Because it's a lot, you know? So, I mean, this is just, the numbers are just scary.
Yeah.
That's why organizations need to, like, I know you were saying, you know, that they don't touch on the topic, but we need, I mean, you know, organizations like that are important. You know, that's why we have Out My Closet, for example, that deals with, you know, queer youth and, you know, with the Queer Men's Empowerment Group. I know that, you know, we need more things like that, especially in Florida specifically. I mean, the United States in general, but specifically Florida.
100%. Somewhere where you feel seen and safe.
Yeah.
You know, the Stonewall Monument, right? First they took away the T, then they took away the B, right? What do you think is coming up next, right? And if you are a girl that's a B or a T, you're seeing right now how easily I'm being erased from a monument.
Yeah. What they're doing is they're tapping onto, like you were saying, things that are low-hanging fruit. They're testing it, and they're seeing what they're allowed to get away with, and then, okay, well, that worked, so we're going to try this one, and we're going to get to the top of the tree and, you know, chop the whole tree down.
That's
Yeah.
right. They're
Yeah.
going up. They're going up that ladder, and they will get to us. If you think that it's not going to impact us and it's only going to be transgender people, you're wrong. It's going to be all of us.
It's going to be all of us. And like you said in the story, our numbers are going up, right? And there's strength in numbers. But many people are going back in the closet. Okay. I know 3 women that are like, have decided to not continue having same-sex relationships anymore because of the current administration. I also know 2 transgender friends of mine who have detransitioned because they've decided that they
That's
can't.
exactly right.
They can't. Once they receive something in the mail giving them their dead name and their dead gender, they're like, it's not worth it. I'm not going to win.
Yeah, no, I was reading about the resurgence of the conversion therapy movement, and you know, things that we thought were already gone is coming back because people just feel like, you know, there must be a way for me to correct myself. This is so wrong because this is what they sell you, and they don't want to, you know, go there, or they're depressed or, you know, suicidal. So this is the current state of affairs in this country. I can't believe that we're talking about this, but it's happening. It's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Gil Pontes, and let's queer up gay culture. Was Project 2025 real? It has already accomplished about 70% of the plan against LGBTQ communities. President Trump has recently checked off nearly 70% of the anti-LGBTQ plus policy goals outlined in Project 2025, the far-right blueprint for a second term created by the Christian nationalist think tank, the Heritage Foundation. The project, according to the website, Project 2025 Tracker, which calls itself a comprehensive community-driven initiative monitoring these proposals. Of the blueprint's 18 queer-related goals, the tracker lists 11 as completed, 3 is in progress, and 4 is not started. Many so-called completed projects have targeted gender-affirming healthcare, erased LGBTQ inclusive language from federal rules, and reinterpreted anti-discrimination laws to exclude trans and non-binary people. Most were enacted through Trump's executive orders, meaning a future president could reverse them. Few became law through Congress. The in-progress list includes cutting funds to so-called woke groups and prioritizing heterosexual families in policy. The not started category includes rescinding Medicare coverage for gender-affirming surgeries, criminalizing pro-trans educators and librarians, and protecting religious discrimination. Overall, the tracker says Trump has completed 47% of all Project 2025 goals in just 7 months into his second term, aided by a Republican Congress and a conservative Supreme Court majority. Trump has denied any link to Project 2025, saying, quote, "Some of these things they're saying are absolutely ridiculous and abysmal. Anything they do, I wish them luck, but I have nothing to do with them," end quote. But as then Vice Presidential nominee Tim Walz put at the Democratic National Convention, "When somebody takes the time to draw up a playbook, they're gonna use it," end quote, and that is so darn true. For the queer community, the question isn't if Project 2025 is real, but how much more of it will become reality. So, if I look at things right now as somebody who's in the public policy landscape, completing 47% of any legislative agenda is, quite frankly,
Pretty good, huh?
pretty good. But the fact that we have 70% of anti-LGBTQ policy has already been completed, and knowing that just within the last, I think, couple of days, the Supreme Court has taken up the case from Kim Davis about hearing about the end of marriage equality. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I think this highlights the importance of 2026, getting out, voting, and especially when you look at what's happening in Texas and all the redistricting battles that are happening right now. It's more important than ever, especially when we're dealing with it right here in the state of Florida, where we need to get out, vote, and make sure that we truly are our best advocates. Where, quite frankly, make sure that one, I hope that we have competitive primaries. I think that the best thing for queer candidates, queer causes, for a healthy, competitive Democratic primary, to make sure that we're actually putting forward the right candidates that are going to be able to espouse the right messages. I feel very hopeful about David Jolly and his campaign for governor. I think with some of the issues going on with the DeSantis administration, with the Hope Florida scandal and the affordability issues, I think that there's a silver lining for the right coalition to be built about, and I'm hoping we can get strong candidates up and down the ballot from U.S. Senate to governor all the way down to state houses and your local races.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, what we need to do is build a strong, unified ticket.
Yeah, and midterm elections will be here before you know it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally, Dino, what are you thinking, babe?
I mean, I think this is...
You remember when it was brought to Trump's attention about Project 2025,
Right.
and he's like, "Oh, I got nothing with that. I'm not a part of none of that." And here we are.
Here we are.
A very short
denied.
7-8 months later, and he's already gotten, so much done from this Project 2025.
Are we surprised? I mean, I think that if anything, one of the biggest accomplishments of Donald Trump has been appointing 3 members of the Supreme Court, and this is why he's gotten a lot of this across, done.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, he was very successful at that. And that's going to be his legacy for years to come, unfortunately for us. I mean, it's a lot of these things that he's getting away with, and it's because all these people are there, and he makes sure, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, rest in peace.
Mama.
But
Oh yeah, she messed up. I hate to say that out loud. I hate to say those words out loud, because you don't understand, as a woman, as an icon, as an inspiration, she did so much for us. But she should have stepped down when she had the opportunity and got one of our own in there.
Exactly right. And we wouldn't, it will be
We'd
more
still be
balanced. It's still a little, but less than.
Yeah.
And a lot of these things that we're seeing today is because they are rubber stamping everything he just had.
And this goes back to 2015, back when the Republicans, i.e. Darth Vader, decided to deny Obama the chance to have Merrick Garland join the Supreme Court.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, and then we track it back to, butter emails, but we're already seeing the destruction of LGBTQ communities, and we're seeing so much destruction of the institutions inside of our country, in no part and thanks to the big disastrous betrayal bill that came out of this Congress and was signed by the president. So
But we bow down. I mean, that the Obama administration, bowed down to this because it was electoral year. So let's not fight it and they did it the last minute to appoint somebody, the Donald Trump administration, the first administration. So, but again, like Michelle Obama says, when they go low, we go high. No, mama.
And let's remember that back when, in 2015, back when Lindsey Graham, we're going to hereby refer to him, Lady G.
Lady G!
There basically said, we're not going to take up the tradition of nominations when he was the head of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Second, it happens in 2020. Oh, no, this is a completely different circumstance. But guess what? Karma is, pardon my French, karma is the ultimate bitch because the author of Project 2025 is primarying Lindsey Graham. So ultimately, he's going to have a very fun primary in South Carolina.
Well, folks, honestly, let's be clear. Project 2025 is not a conspiracy theory. It's a freaking playbook, and we all know it at this table. And nearly 3/4 of it is anti-LGBTQ goals, and they're already reality for a lot of our siblings. So most came through executive orders, which means they can be reversed, but only if we have the political will, like Gil said. The danger isn't in wondering if it's real. It's in underestimating how fast it's going to get to you or to us.
He's not even 14% into his term, for 13.89% to be exact. So I guess it's just a reminder that we have a lot of work to do and we can't, let it slip by us.
Yeah, for nothing. South Park, make more episodes.
Hello.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.
Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dino Mosquera, and let's queer up the worldview. Of course, the new U.S. ambassador to the Vatican is anti-LGBTQ. The U.S. Senate has confirmed Brian Birch, co-founder and former president of the anti-LGBTQ plus group Catholic Vote, as the next U.S. ambassador to the Vatican. The 49-44 vote fell strictly along party lines, with the Republicans in favor and Democrats opposed. President Donald Trump, endorsed by Catholic Vote during his campaign, nominated Birch in December. Birch has a history of criticizing Pope Francis' queer community outreach. After the Pope approved blessings for same-sex couples in 2023, Birch told Newsmax the move created confusion, claiming LGBTQ activists wanted to totally destroy the Catholic Church understanding of human sexuality. Catholic Vote's social media event even put same-sex couples in quotation marks. Pope Francis' successor, Pope Leo XIV, has reaffirmed that marriage is between a man and a woman, but said the Church will continue same-sex blessings. Birch has accused Francis of a pattern of vindictiveness toward conservatives and opposed his comments encouraging responsible family planning. Catholic Vote under Birch also spread misinformation on gender-affirming care, calling it experimental, and supported the Trump administration's ban on visas for trans women athletes, referring to them as male. In his confirmation statement, Birch said he was, quote, profoundly grateful, end quote, to Trump and the Senate, noting the coincidence that Pope Leo XIV and he both hail from Chicago. Birch succeeds Democrat Joe Donnelly, who served from 2022 to 2024. Once again, nothing too surprising here from Donald Trump and appointing this guy. You think that the Vatican, at least with Francis, for many of us that were raised Catholics, was kind of like an attempt to get closer to our community in many ways. And even though I don't see myself as a Catholic anymore, but I did recognize his efforts to bring the gays in, the LGBT community in. I hope Leo the 14 doesn't step away from that, and the fact that he's American. But Donald Trump is not giving up and is appointing all these different people that are making sure to spread his agenda, his hateful agenda.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I look at this and I know that we talked about being the ambassador to the Vatican. The technical actually name for it is the ambassador to the Holy See. And that's actually been held by a number of prominent people, including, for this native New Englander, the former mayor of Boston, Ray Flynn. But ultimately, at the end of the day, typically appointment to this position has made somebody who's typically got a deep felt religious faith. Joe Donnelly, as they had mentioned, was the predecessor, who was also the senator from Indiana for, I want to say he served 1 term in there. And he actually ran as a pro-marriage equality candidate. So, goes to show you that even in deep red Indiana, when you have the option, and quite frankly, when your opponent says rape is an act of God, that you can ultimately end up getting elected to a U.S. Senate seat. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is just, the tip of the iceberg for this administration.
On brand.
It's on brand,
right?
It's
not too surprising, right?
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised by any.
Again, more stuff to throw at us so we don't get the Epstein names, basically.
Yeah,
Any kind of distraction. But
right?
That's why
it's all a distraction, Michael.
That's why it's important now. I know people always say it's important now more than ever, but it's important now more than ever to fund organizations that are on the ground doing the work with our community, because the government's not going to do it, so somebody has to,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and think about it. Like most people are, when it comes to religion, most are Catholic. You know what I mean? So this affects so many different people. President Trump had appointed him back in December, but now it is that he's finally going to take in office, basically. Is he liked? Do we know if he's liked at all, Gil?
He's tied in with a group called Catholic Vote, and typically I like to call it the Falwell right, the Jerry Falwell right. Typically fall kind of in line with the Catholic Vote group. So this is kind of this is tangential to evangelical, appointing an evangelical to this role.
Scary. Well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm FayWhat, and let's queer up gay culture. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday becomes soundtrack of Queer Summer 2025. This summer, a low-cost British airline has accidentally delivered the most viral sound of 2025, and it's got the internet buzzing. The phrase, "nothing beats a Jet2 holiday," voiced by British actress Zoe Lister over queer favorite Jess Glynne's upbeat hit, "Hold My Hand," has taken over TikTok, Instagram, and beyond. Whether you're a dedicated social media scroller or just casually online, chances are you've heard it at least once in the past few months. Originally part of Jet2's advertisements and even used as boarding music on their flights, the sound has exploded into a trend. Jet2 also sponsored an LGBTQ Pride Festival in Leeds recently when drag performers held signs reading, quote, "Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday," while Lister performed her narration right on stage. Travelers, queer influencers, and even celebrities are using it to highlight everything from dreamy vacation clips to hilarious travel mishaps like parasailing fails or being swept off your feet by massive waves. It's not just ordinary users getting in on the fun. LGBTQ advocate and actor Jeff Goldblum himself went viral with a cheeky twist, swapping Jet2 for his own name and delivering a perfectly timed performance to the music. The now iconic ad script has been featured in Jet2 campaigns since 2015, but its social media frame is brand new. The audio skyrocketed in popularity in April when Jet2 launched a TikTok contest inviting fans to lip sync it for airfare vouchers. Since then, more than 1.4 million TikTok videos have used the original sound. According to Google Trends, searches for "Nothing Beats a Jet2 Holiday" and "Jet2 Holiday Song" hit record highs in July 2025, and I am loving it. Somehow the queer anthem of the summer came from an airline ad, and honestly, we're here for it. Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday is now soundtracking everything from pride floats to pool parties, and it's proof that queer joy can find an anthem anywhere we go.
They're trying to remix
Anywhere
it. They're trying to remix
What's
it.
Tiesto's going to do it now? What? Tracy Young is going to have a version?
It does. It's actually, Google it. It's very cute. And she's very cute. So, and she's on stage with the DJ and she's like singing.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
I think Cat Wilderness performed it at our house recently.
Oh, I
I've heard
love that. And Jeff Goldblum, he's everywhere. Hasta en la sopa. Like even in the soup. That's what we say in Spanish. He's in everything. And that man is like, Jurassic World, right? That was the last thing. And then there was
Apartments.com commercials.
Apartments.com commercials, right? Wicked. You know what I mean? And Wicked, it was like, oh shit, you're the wizard. I mean, like, he's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, he's always like, his team is on point. He's got gay people around him. Because he's always on point with what's going on, you know?
Nothing gayer than the Brits.
Well, if he ever wants to
Nothing
come out,
gayer.
you know, it's fine.
Right? He is a cute daddy, right? Do you remember him on The Fly? The
Of
Fly?
course.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Of course.
God.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight. So those are today's headlines from Queer News Tonight. And these anchors represent the best of our LGBTQ community.
If our community is important to you, share this news with your family and friends. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform. Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that's out of the closet and into the headlines.
We need your support. If our community is to grow and then thrive, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these type of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
That's right, Dino. I am your lead anchor, FayWhat. And on behalf of these incredible LGBTQ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Gil Pontes, Dino Mosquera, and Michael D. Monroe. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ plus world. We hope that you will join us by embracing love, generosity, bravery, by being transformative, and of course, being queer. Good night.